Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Alexandra already naming her baby with Spencer in 1923 Season 2 solves a Kevin Costner Yellowstone mystery. Alexandra Dutton, Julia Schlapfer, has already named her unborn child in 1923 Season 2, and it solves a massive mystery surrounding John Dutton i.e. Kevin Costner in Yellowstone. There has been a long-standing mystery surrounding the Dutton family tree since Yellowstone Season 2. There's a fairly clear line between James Dutton, Tim McGraw, in 1883 to John Dutton IUE in Yellowstone, but it's not clear exactly who John Dutton II's father was. Either Jack Dutton, Darren Mann, or Spencer's Brandon Sklenar child could be the missing link in the Dutton lineage, but there's no official confirmation yet. Luckily, 1923 Season 2 just took a major step in solving the mystery of John Dutton II's father. In the premiere of 1923 Season 2, Alexandra revealed that she was pregnant with Spencer's child. It seemed like that child would be the answer to Yellowstone's John I mystery. However, 1923 Season 2, Episode 2 debunked that theory and solved the mystery of Spencer's child and his connection to John Dutton IEA. At the end of 1923 Season 2, Episode 2, Alexandra embarked on her journey to meet Spencer in America. While Alexandra was narrating a letter written to Spencer, she referred to her baby as the child that shall bear your name. Evidently, Alexandra is going to name their baby Spencer, which works for both boys and girls, meaning their first child together won't be John Dutton AU. While their first child isn't the missing link in the Dutton lineage, it doesn't mean they can't be the source of John Dutton DU. The Dutton curse that Yellowstone centered around declared that the Duttons would lose the Yellowstone ranch within 7 generations. Spencer is a second-generation Dutton, however, meaning that if his child was John Dutton II, Tate Dutton, Brecken Merrill would only be a 6th-generation Dutton. If Spencer is a direct ancestor of John II, he has to be the grandfather, not the father. Spencer Dutton II could have a child as early as the 1940s, which would still leave enough time for John Aya to be an old man in Yellowstone's flashbacks. Even if John Dutton II doesn't come from Spencer and Alexandra's marriage, he simply can't be Jack Dutton. Jack is often used as a nickname for John, especially when the child's father is also named John. However, since John Dutton II died sometime prior to the start of Yellowstone, in 2018, Jack Dutton is too old to be him. Jack is already in his 20s in 1923, so if he were John Dutton II, he would have been around 120 years old, which is an impossibly long life. John Dutton II must have been born after 1923, meaning he hasn't appeared in the show yet. If Jack were John Ewe, he would also run into the same generation problem Spencer has, where Tate would only be a 6th-generation Dutton. However, since Elizabeth Michelle Randolph has already miscarried, and since she wants to leave the Yellowstone and her life as a rancher's wife behind, it seems doubtful that Jack will be the father of John Ewe. Spencer may well prove to be John Dutton II's grandfather, but the answer may also be left to one of the upcoming Yellowstone spin-offs. While 1923 has cleared up the mystery of Spencer's child, it hasn't fully solved John Dutton II's parentage. In 1923 Season 2, Alexandra already naming her baby with Spencer Dutton before its birth could be more than just an emotional moment. It might actually solve one of the lingering mysteries surrounding Kevin Costner's Yellowstone. The expansive Dutton saga, spanning multiple generations, has always been filled with unanswered questions about lineage, inheritance, and the fate of various family members. Alexandra's early decision in 1923 might be the key to unlocking a major piece of the puzzle concerning the future of the Dutton legacy. Alexandra's bold declaration. Throughout 1923, Alexandra and Spencer's love story has been the emotional anchor of the show. Their relationship is filled with passion, peril, and the unyielding determination to carve out a future together despite the countless obstacles they face. Alexandra, having left behind her aristocratic British background to embrace life with Spencer, understands the weight of the Dutton name and the importance of preserving its legacy. When Alexandra names their unborn child early in Season 2, it signifies a deep belief in the future she and Spencer are fighting for. Naming a baby before birth often reflects hope, certainty, and a commitment to legacy, elements that resonate strongly with the Duttons. But this small act could also carry deeper implications for the future of the Yellowstone Ranch in the present-day timeline. The Kevin Costner Yellowstone Mystery. One of the biggest mysteries surrounding Yellowstone is the precise lineage of John Dutton IEI, played by Kevin Costner. While we know John is a direct descendant of James Dutton from 1883 and his family, 1923 leaves gaps in how the line of succession unfolds. Spencer Dutton, who appears to be one of the strongest candidates to carry on the family legacy, is not directly referenced in Yellowstone. This raises a major question. What happened to him and his potential heirs? If Alexandra and Spencer's child is given a name early on, that name could connect directly to the present-day Duttons. If the name matches one from the Yellowstone era, such as John, Jack, or even Kevin, it would serve as a breadcrumb linking Spencer's lineage to Costner's John Dutton IEI. Could Spencer and Alexandra be the direct ancestors of John Dutton IE? By Yellowstone standards, family is everything, and the Dutton lineage is carefully maintained to ensure continuity. If Spencer and Alexandra's child is the one who ultimately carries on the Yellowstone Ranch and the Dutton name, it would clear up much of the uncertainty surrounding John Dutton IE's direct ancestors. In 1923, Jack Dutton and Elizabeth Strafford appear as another potential line to continue the family legacy. However, their path remains uncertain, especially with the dangers that surround the Dutton family at every turn. If Jack and Elizabeth's story ends in tragedy, then Spencer's child would be the rightful heir to the Dutton Empire, making Alexandra's early name choice even more significant. The importance of naming in the Dutton legacy. Names hold power in the Dutton family, and choosing a name before birth could indicate a deliberate connection to past or future generations. If Alexandra names their child after an important figure in the family, perhaps John, Jacob, or James, it would solidify the generational ties that link 1923 to Yellowstone. Furthermore, Alexandra's decision to name the baby before birth might indicate a level of divine belief or foreshadowing, reinforcing the idea that destiny plays a crucial role in the Dutton saga. The Duttons are not just landowners, they are protectors of a way of life, and every child born into the family carries that weight. The tragic possibilities. Of course, in typical Yellowstone fashion, things might not go as planned. Naming a baby early could also foreshadow tragedy. If Alexandra names the child, but something prevents that child from surviving or inheriting the land, it would add another layer of heartbreak to the Dutton story. This would explain why Spencer's name is absent from Yellowstone. Perhaps his line of the family meets a tragic end, leaving the ranch to be continued through Jack's lineage instead. If Alexandra and Spencer's child does not survive, it would reinforce the brutal reality that has plagued the Dutton family for generations. The Yellowstone Ranch comes at a great cost. This theme has been consistent throughout every iteration of the Dutton story, from 1883 to 1923 to Yellowstone. Connecting the dots to Yellowstone. If Alexandra names her baby something significant, like John or Kevin, it could be a definitive clue that Spencer is John Dutton IE's grandfather or great-grandfather. This would confirm that Spencer, despite the harrowing dangers he faces in 1923, eventually survives and secures his family's future.